All righty, good morning, everybody. And we are in St. Louis, day 3, our final day of our Sibling Rivalry Tournament. We are gonna get started this morning with Malmo Crime City and arch rival roller derby. For Malmo Crime City, we have 0030 Di Mauer, 030 Ellie, 04 Vilda, 07 Nasty, 1 Below Me, 100 Curly Whore, 12 Lightland, number 163 Yes, number 23 Rhino, number 304 Noggin, number 56 Reggae, number 90 Vanilla Slice, and number 974 Astrid with coaches Dr. Skeevel.
And your arch rival roller derby. Number 1057, Shira Powers, 15 Bolt Action, 1853 Vicious Van Gogh, 19 Cloak and Dragger, 2012 Wildside, 23 Pegasus, 32 Shaquille O'Neal, 56 Birdsong, 567 Splatter, 6080 Dad Bod, 618 Cruella, 68 Swanson, 718 Lux Furious, 810K Woodward, 87 Subop Fight, 89 Heart, 904 Aaron Go Brawl, 911 Pork Chop Sandwich, and 919 Skeevy Nicks, coached by the Saint, Smarty McFly, and Code Adam.
Thank you so much. And I am Flyby Birdie. I'm sitting here with
Star Spangled Hammer, and we're gonna call this one for you. It's Curly Whore against Annie Swanson. Annie Swanson's gonna get the lead jam to start this one off. If you're just joining us, arch rival in black, Crime City in yellow. Should be very easy to tell these two teams apart.
very bright color differential there. We have got our jammer for Sweden, number 12, Lightland. Successfully received a star pass and is now making their score pass. But not before Swanson can call it, putting 3 on the board for arch rival.
These early morning games, you just got to get a couple jams under you to get the cobwebs knocked off, especially after 2 physical days of games. Up next, it's going to be Vicious Van Gogh on the line for arch rival. And for Malmo, that is...
You saw like the squeeze on the sides, and that provided the perfect offense for number 56.
Reggae.
Vicious Van Gogh not far behind, making her way up the track. Reggae looking to score some more points before Vish makes her next round.
Vicious Van Gogh has been having herself one hell of a weekend. Strong games against Montreal and Rose City, which is in an unusual role. I mean, not necessarily. She started off as a jammer, obviously, years ago with Gotham, and then when she moved to Arch, took on a blocker role, and just recently has been put back into service on the jammer corps, and she has shined in her role.
It is so nice to see Vicious Van Gogh out there jamming for Arch. We get to see little glimpses of it in practice, but it is so lovely to see that on the track.
So our first jammer penalty in the Permobile penalty box is going to be for arch rival, Hart, sitting in the penalty box. So power jam here for Malmo. That's number 90, Vanilla Slice, jamming for Malmo.
We've got a blocker from Arch also in the Permobile penalty box today. All right, Hart is out of the Permobile penalty box and on the track. Some solid defense from Kwu. Looking to drag that jammer back, but unfortunately gets knocked out by one of Malmo's blockers, number 12, with a powerful hit out, Lightland. Hart takes a fall, but it is inbounds, able to continue on to score some points.
Good little Australian rules derby here. Both jammers being dragged all the way back into the front straightaway. So Splatter being sent off for a back block.
We've got Vanilla Slice coming through in another passing jam, but it is going to get called off by the time, and we are putting up 11 on the board for Crime City and 7 for Arch Rival, bringing the score to Arch at 14, Crime at 17.
Arch Rival down 1 blocker, a 4-on-3 pack advantage in favor of Crime City.
They are locked up in that pair mobile penalty box. Whether you're on 8 wheels, 6 or 4, Paramobile thinks you are all heroes. Paramobile knows blocks are important, and so is positioning for all you players out there and our end users.
So that's 0-3-0. Ellie out there jamming for Malmo. Annie Swanson for Arch Rival. Ellie's going to be your lead jammer, Malmo. Annie Swanson hot on her tail.
We are speed racing out there around the track.
Splatter doing nice work to get up front. Now both teams are going to put some points on the board here. Oh, nice clear out by Bolt.
Always lovely to see that offense, especially at the front of the line. It's incredibly impressive.
Four more points there for Annie Swanson. And Ellie's going to call that jam off before Annie can put any more points on the board. So an 8-4 jam there in favor of Arch Rival gives Arch Rival a 1-point lead. It's going to be Curly Hoare on the line for Malmo against Vicious Van Gogh for Arch Rival.
All right, we have both jammers trying to get through the path. Curly Hoare was about out on that outside line, but then Kwu stopped that from going any further. Now Gogo called as lead. Vicious Van Gogh stuck on the ground.
So with that scrum, Vish is perfectly happy with 4 points, calls that jam off. So a 4-0 jam there in favor of Arch Rival.
Looks like we have one Arch blocker in the box in the Paramobile penalty box.
That is Aaron Gobral in the penalty box for Arch Rival. A 4-on-3 pack advantage for Malmo right now, and I think that's Reggae jamming for Malmo. It's Pork Chop Sandwich for Arch Rival. Reggae is going to be your lead jammer, Crime City.
Pork Chop gets out close behind Reggae. pack is moving so fast, it is hard to... Pork chop slamish making it through on the first scoring pass.
Nice offense there by Crime City's Nasty, making a hole for Reggae to get free. Neither team right now able to find any gaps in the walls. Pork Chop able to push out front, but a strong three wall by Malmo holding her back. Shira Powers headed to the Permobile penalty box. So 4 points. 4 more points for Reggae makes it a 8-8 jam.
ADHD medication still kicking in. All right, looks like we have Annie Swanson on the line for Arch Rival, lining up with Vanilla Slice from Malmo.
K-Woo, Draggy, and Splatter blocking for Arch Rival.
K-Woo and Draggy just offering up some solid defense against Vanilla Slice. And she is called lead. Although recycled to the back of the pack. And Annie Swanson gets through. It looks like Crime City is looking to and that is going to be a power jam for Arch Rival.
So this is going to be a 2-minute jam now, as Vanilla Slice had lead jammer. Annie Swanson already with 4 points on the board and still 4 to go here on this pass. Yep, there it is, 4 more points. So already scoring for Annie Swanson, going to put more on the board here on this next pass.
And it looks like Vanilla Slice is going to be able to re-enter the track before the end of this jam. Looking to possibly pass that star. All right, we got another 4 up for Arch Rival, bringing that to a total of a 16-point jam, bringing Arch up to 50. Crime City at 29.
Yeah, big jam there for Arch Rival when that jam initially looked to be all in Malmo's favor with Vanilla Slice getting the lead jammer, but then picking up that very untimely jammer penalty and allowed Annie Swanson to go on a tear. Vicious Van Gogh, the jammer for Arch Rival. Going to be your lead jammer. I believe that's Ellie out there for Malmo.
And I've noticed these last couple of jams that Malmo has gotten lead, they are running it. I am looking to see how that strategy plays out moving forward.
Things getting busy in the Permobile penalty box. We got 3 blockers total, 2 for Arch Rival, 1 for Malmo. So a lot more room for these jammers to work with on the track right now.
And Ellie is through looking to see if Van Gogh is going to call that, and she does.
So 4 more points there as that jam comes to an end. Arch Rival starting to get a little momentum here, starting to grind down Malmo. See Skeevy Nix on the line for the first time here for Arch Rival this morning. Curly Whore out there for Malmo.
We have got 3 blockers in the Permobile penalty box. And with that, we've got an official timeout. I'll tell you a little bit more about Paramobile. Whether you are on 8 wheels or 6 or 4, Paramobile thinks you are all heroes. Paramobile knows blocks are important, and so is positioning for all you players and our end users.
I know it's still early, but it's never too early to start thinking about the after party. And tonight's after party is going to be at Bar PM on Broadway. So after the last game of the day, head on over there to Bar PM. There's going to be some drink specials and a good time to be had by all. That is the Bar PM on Broadway.
They have like 3 different rooms now.
Yeah, they've expanded greatly. Very fun place.
Wild. I haven't been to the club space yet, but I'm excited to go dance as much as I can with one hand.
You know. It'll still be better than my dancing.
Awesome. Well, and if you're looking to relocate to St. Louis because, you know, the Derby here is so amazing, hit up Arch Real Estate and get their staff looking for some prime real estate here in the St. Louis area for you. I know I did. Alrighty, we got Skeevy looking to get through on that outside line, and a no pass, no penalty. So Curly Hort is called lead jammer. Skeevy picking up 4 points by passing those 2 blockers since the other 2 are in the penalty box.
Yeah, it looks like Malmo's going to try to kill these penalties.
Really trying to get those skaters out of the box before calling it off. It's a strategy we've seen a couple times this morning.
Skeevy did not play against Montreal yesterday, but did have a very good game against Rose City on Friday night.
It was so lovely to see a skater go from the Nemesis into the All-Stars, and just seeing that progress and growth is just so encouraging and inspiring. Amazing. So Skeevy putting up an additional point on that pass. So we have 9 points for Arch and 4 for Crime.
Yeah, I feel like the story here early in this game has been non-lead points that Arch Rival has been able to put up on the board. There was a big power jam when they didn't have lead, and then just this last jam, Skeevy managed to put 9 on the board when Malmo had the lead the whole jam.
I think now they're looking to really capitalize on any leads going forward with all of their blockers on the track. We'll see how that works out. And Annie is called a lead jammer for Arch Rival. You see some solid offense from Pegasus there. Getting Annie 3 points before calling off.
Want to take a moment to give a big shout out to all of our volunteers here in attendance that have been helping make this event possible. They have been fantastic. Our ref staffs have been phenomenal this weekend. There's some really high-level derby, and the ref staff has absolutely been up to the task. It's been solid all weekend. Could not have pulled these events off without you, and we want to thank each and every one of you.
We appreciate y'all. Alrighty. I think that is Vanilla Slice out there, called lead jammer for Crime City.
Star pass by Arch Rival to K-Woo.
Solid slice through the middle of that pack. It looks like we have Draggy going to the Paramobile penalty box. K-Woo taking a pass.
Oh, forearm being called on K-Woo.
And they are going to call that off, locking the jammer and the blocker in the penalty box. Solid way to start a power jam situation there for Crime City.
It's going to be Hurley Hoare on the line for Malmo to start this jam unopposed. Arch Rival also down 1 blocker. So it's going to be up to bolt action, dad bod, and I believe that's Shira Powers.
That is a solid blocking crew to set up for your when you're down a blocker, right? So we've got an official timeout. We will talk a little bit about our charity that we are working with this weekend promo. We had 2 different 50-50 raffles that have already passed, but we will still promote promo. Promo's mission advances equality and protects the human welfare and civil rights of LGBTQ persons in Missouri through education, advocacy, and collaboration. Promo's vision is to envision a Missouri where everyone has full equality in the hearts and minds of others and in all areas of the law, regardless of sexual orientation, gender identity, or gender. We have links to donate to promo, both in our live stream and information available at our check-in station. So if you're interested in learning more, please check out those materials and donate to promo today. All righty.
Looks like our officials getting some administrative things cleared up.
Oh, I did not. So the silent option at the bottom of the stairs, is that still going on? Or no, that's over?
So when we get back underway, it will be a power start for Crime City. Also 1 blocker in the Permobile penalty box. That's Draggy, Cloak and Dragger. So a 4-on-3 pack advantage along with the power jam for Crime City. Let's see if they can capitalize. Curly Horror able to get lead jammer very quickly.
With a little apex jump on the inside. Beautiful work. Some incredible offense by Crime City on those lines. Allowing Curly Horror to make it real easy to just hop those little apexes.
So it looks like another power jam. K-Woo in the penalty box again. So big time opportunity for Crime City here to really close that gap. Already 12 on the board. And now they're going to call the jam off.
Able to start with another power jam.
I'll tell you what, the arch rival bench was very animated on that jammer penalty call. They did not like what they saw, but then again, when does a team ever like when their jammer is called for a penalty? So I believe that's Vanilla Slice out there now for Malmo, Crime City.
Vanilla Slice really breaking up that pack, pushing at the front. And she's got a solid wall to contend against. Yes, trying to come through with the offense.
Yes, mixing it up in there, trying to create some offense for Vanilla Slice. Meanwhile, the power jam comes to an end, and K-Woo just powers her way through the Crime City pack and is going to be your lead jammer, arch rival.
Vanilla Slice was able to sneak through after taking the helmet cover off right behind K-Woo, but not before K-Woo calls it off. Arch was able to put 1 point up on the board with that, and that brings Arch rival to 79, Crime at 48.
So both teams at full strength. It's going to be Ellie out there for Malmo, Hart for Arch Rival.
Yeah, both jammers really trying to push at the back of those packs. We've got number 07, Nasty, going to the Paramobile penalty box.
Ball right now linking the packs. Malmo down 2 blockers. Hart finds a lane on the outside, is going to be your lead jammer, Arch Rival. Ellie still trying to complete the initial pass. Arch Rival up 4-2 in the pack. Oh, nice seal by Splatter, giving Hart that inside line. So a quick 4 points there for Arch Rival. Splatter now taking a seat in the penalty box. Each team down 1 blocker as that jam comes to an end. Malmo's blocker standing in the penalty box, so they'll re-enter play shortly after the next jam begins.
I believe there's another penalty called on a Malmo blocker. Oh, I was wrong. It was an Arch blocker.
Looks like a couple points there for Crime City at the end. So it's going to be Reggae out there for Crime City, Swanson for Arch Rival. Three-on-2 pack advantage in favor of Crime City.
And that penalty was all Annie needed to get through that front pack.
Good of a revolving door going on right now in the Permobile penalty box as Draghi heads in as Pegasus and Splatter come back into play. Each team with 1 blocker in the box. Looks like that's Astrid in the penalty box for Malmo. Vicious Van Gogh on the line now for Arch Rival. Curly Whore out there for Malmo. Each team down 1 blocker, so a little bit more room for these jammers to work with. Nice force out by Dabbot on the outside on Curly Whore. Curly Whore actually able to adjust and come back to the inside. Going to be lead jammer Malmo. So Yass on her way to the penalty box. Nasty now headed to the penalty box. So Malmo in a bit of blocker trouble here as Cloak and Dragger re-enters play. A 4-on-2 pack advantage for Arch. Curly Whore stuck in the pack. Very strong blocker contingent out there for Arch Rival. Vish tries to deke down into the low outside, but Curly Whore is able to knock her out and going to drag her back. Looking to kill that penalty. Smart play by Curly Whore.
I was wondering what she was doing at the back of the pack there.
Both teams set up defensively as the jammers enter the pack. Vish with a bit of an advantage up front, working on 2 Malmo blockers. Curly Whore finds an opening though.
Looks like they were able to get a cut track called on Curly Whore right at the final seconds of that jam.
Little sneaky
We're in
there.
a power jam for 9 more seconds.
Looks like Vish is perfectly happy just letting this jam run out.
takes a little bit of time away from that power jam situation, but at the same time, they had worked so hard for a whole 2 minutes. It's a good time to reset. Start out with a good power jam for Arch.
So just under 5 minutes to go here in the first half. The score, Arch Rival 94, Crime City 53. It's going to be Pork Chop Sandwich on the line, unopposed for Arch Rival. Both teams at full strength in the pack.
All right, we got Pork Chop Sandwich trying to make her way through the front of that pack, and she gets lead jam. That's some amazing defense from that front wall. You see Lux holding that inside line, but not quite. Curly Whore gets through. And Pork Chop calls it off, fielding 2 points for Arch Rival, bringing them up to 96 the last 4 minutes of this half.
So it's Vanilla Slice on the line for Malmo, going up against Annie Swanson for Arch Rival. Both teams at full strength. Vanilla Slice trying to work the inside, now back out to the outside. Annie Swanson stuck in the back. Rhino working on her. Oh. That's going to be a low block on Malmo's pivot. It's like Lightland headed to the Permobile penalty box. Annie Swanson, your lead jammer. Bolt Action now headed to the penalty box for Arch Rival, along with Rhino for Malmo. So a 3-on-2 pack advantage right now for Arch Rival. Annie Swanson with lead.
You could see those Malmo blockers trying to keep Cruella back to keep control of the pack, but just weren't able to keep her. Annie looking for direction from the bench.
I think Annie's looking to kill this penalty is what she's looking to do.
Was at least able to get Bolt Action back out of the penalty box prior to the end of that jam.
So a 3-on-3 to start this jam in the pack. Rhino standing in the penalty box for Crime City. Cruella sitting in the penalty box for Arch Rival. It's going to be Vicious Van Gogh out there for Arch, going up against Curly Whore for Malmo.
And we did not mention Arch has just passed the century mark at 105 versus Crime City's 53.
Now we're going to have ourselves an official timeout.
Malmo is taking their official review as a timeout. Official review as a timeout.
So Malmo is using their official review as a timeout. You can't take it to the second half. You might as well use it.
Make sure that at any point you can, go visit our merch booth we've got at Arch Rival. If you want an announcer to shout out someone live or on our Twitch stream, you can write your message at that merch booth. Grab your message, $1 each or $5 for 6 shout outs, and we will shout out your favorite people on the live stream. Got over 600 followers.
Woohoo! It's for a good cause. That's all that really matters.
All right, we got Curly Whore lined up for Crime City. Up against Vicious Van Gogh.
So K-Woo in the Permobile penalty box. Meanwhile, Curly Whore, your lead jammer for Crime City. Vicious Van Gogh is still trying to complete the initial pass. Below me up front working on her right now in turns 1 and 2. And Vish finally able to get some leverage and work around on the inside to complete the initial pass. 4 points, however, for Curly Horror and Crime City.
Looks like Splatter's going to the Paramobile penalty box for, I believe, a high block. Looks like we got 6 points for Arch Rival on that pass and 7 for Crime City.
So we may get another jam. The time is actually right on the button. There were literally 30 seconds left when that jam ended, and we are going to get one more jam. So some bonus derby here in the first half. Skeevy Nicks out there jamming for Arch Rival. I believe that's Reggae. That is Reggae out there for Crime City.
Reggae is so good at breaking up those Arch blockers.
So Skeevy's going to be lead jammer.
Looks like we got a couple of different blockers and the jam blockers going to the penalty box. Skeevy Nicks already announced lead jammer, we knew that, but got through again ahead of our Crime City blockers. Awesome apex jump from Skeevy, getting all 4 points before calling it off.
As long as you get that first foot in, you're going to get the points. So a 4-point strike there to finish out the half for Arch Rival. Score 115, Arch Rival Crime City 60. That's going to take us to the half. So in about 14 and a half minutes, we'll be back. Second half action here between Crime City.
Alrighty, we are back for the second half of this Crime City versus Arch Rival game. We are at 115, Arch Rival, Crime City at 60. We're starting with 2 blockers in the box, both pivots for both teams in that Paramobile penalty box. We're starting with Curly Horror and Annie Swanson. Annie Swanson out for the lead for Arch Rival. Annie Swanson in for the 4 points, goes ahead and calls it off before Curly Horror can hit the back of the pack, putting up another 4 for Arch Rival. Looks like we are starting this next jam with Reggae, I believe, and Vicious Van Gogh for Arch Rival. We've got Splatter looking to provide some offense for Vish, but unfortunately, you've got Reggae there as well. Vish finding some space on the outside line, getting called lead jammer for arch rival. We got a star pass for Crime City. Looks like we're gonna get a forearm called for one of the blockers there at the end of that jam, going to the Paramobile penalty box as number 56.
Penalty assessed there at the end of the jam on number 56, Reggae. So they'll take a seat in the Permobile penalty box. So a 4-on-3 pack advantage for arch rival. And I believe that's vanilla slice against pork chops. Oh, sorry, that's Hart. Oh!
Hart makes it through with a little hop on that inside line, seemingly hopping over one of those Crime City blockers. Vanilla Slice with the helmet cover off, possibly looking to make a pass. Hart finding some space on that inside line with a little flippy-do. Getting another 4 points for arch rival.
Pegasus headed to the Permobile penalty box for arch rival. 4-on-3 pack advantage for Crime City. Meanwhile, Hart putting more points on the board. Another 4-point pass.
Calling it off before Vanilla Slice can get to the back of that pack. Putting up another 4 for arch rival.
Want to say good morning to everybody here in attendance and to the 203 people we've got watching on the stream.
Yes, thank you so much to our Katra for running that live stream all weekend, doing a fantastic job.
So Ellie, the jammer for Crime City.
Looking for that little apex jump, not quite making it, getting recycled to the back of the pack, but Annie Swanson gets called lead. Looks like we have a Malmo blocker going to the box as well, that Paramobile penalty box.
So 3 points for arch rival on that jam, takes the score to 133-60. It's going to be Curly Hoare on the line for Crime City.
We see some jammer lineups here. I've noticed that we've got Vish and Curly Hoare going up against each other quite frequently.
So a 3-on-2 pack advantage for Crime City. K-Woo and Splatter sitting in the penalty box for Arch. Looks like Vilda now standing in the penalty box for Malmo, now joined by 304. Naggin.
We had some solid holding of lines by Dadbod and Lightland, but Vish was able to get through. Splatter looking to perform some offense before having to dock back, hold that pack.
First scoring pass in the books, 4 points for Vicious Van Gogh and arch rival.
Lightland taking the star pass for Malmo. Trying to push the pack out of play so that they can get through, maybe score some points. Still fighting that last line of defense. Dadbod is not the one that you want at that last line of defense. And Vish is going to call it before Malmo can score any points, putting another 4 on the board for Arch Rival.
Another good jam there for Arch Rival. 8 more points. Pork chop sandwich on the line. Reggae for Malmo.
Looks like we've got pork chop sandwich lined up for Arch Rival. And we've got Reggae for Crime City. Such strong defense on both walls. We see some really solid recycling. We got pork chop sandwich called as lead, unfortunately getting a penalty going to the Paramobile penalty box. We're gonna have a power jam for Crime City.
Yeah, high block the call on pork chop sandwich, so a power jam here now for Crime City. Yes, now taking a seat in the Paramobile penalty box as well. While Draggy drags Reggae all the way back.
Looks like we've got a forearm called on our other jammer, so we're gonna have a jammer swap out. Pork chop getting back on the track and getting through the pack on their initial. Looks like we are not gonna have a lead this jam.
So again, another opportunity for Arch Rival to put some non-lead points on the board.
We've been seeing that a lot this weekend where we have both jammers getting penalties and running those 2-minute long jams. We are getting some endurance in this weekend.
Paramobile definitely picked the right thing to sponsor this weekend, as the penalty box has been getting a lot of use. So it looks like 10 points total on that jam.
Arch Rival doing a really great job of taking advantage of those 2-minute jams, even though they don't have lead, picking up lots of points during those jammer penalty jams.
So 151-60 the score, 21-13 to go here in the second half. And now we're going to have an official timeout. I think it's going to be a short one, though. Very short, as in the shortest of official timeouts, only a few seconds. Going to get back in action here is, I believe that might be Ellie on the line for Crime City. And
I believe that is Vanilla Slice.
oh, you're right. Yeah, it is Vanilla Slice. And Annie Swanson out there for Arch Rival.
Annie Swanson just picking off those Malmo blockers at the front of the pack, getting called lead. Vanilla Slice with the helmet cover off, makes a successful pass to number 12, Lightland. Looks like Arch was able to put another 3 on the board with that jam, bringing them up to 154 to Crime City 60. Now we've got Ellie on the track line up for Malmo. We've got Vish through. Just had to go against that last line of defense to get called lead. Looks like Ellie is being recycled to the back of that pack. has the helmet cover off. Draggy looking to get that track cut call. It is not happening. Vish through on another 4 points for arch rival. Woo! Through on a jump. They are saying we did not land that, so we are ending on 0 that time, but we put up 8 points for arch rival on that jam, bringing the point differential past 100.
That's about the only math I can do.
This one I can, 102
yes.
to be exact.
So back in action, and it's going to be Skeevy Nix for arch rival. Curly Whore out there for Crime City.
Skeevy's fast feet trying to get through that inside line. Unfortunately recycled back to the back of the pack. We've got Curly Whore mixed in the middle of things. Bull trying to get through. Shira able to hit, but not quite. Went out herself. So Curly Whore was able to continue on. Skeevy fighting against Below Me to get through. Curly Whore able to get through the pack pretty easily that time. Skeevy taking offense every time it's given to her, but unfortunately wasn't able to get through, but was able to pass off to Dad Bod. Yeah, and unfortunately, Curly Whore got a penalty, so now Dad Bod is in a power jam situation.
Yeah, great play by Bolt Action, forcing Curly out to the inside, and then Pegasus immediately dropped back and drew that track cut.
I'm actually pretty happy this happened. I love watching Dad Bod jam. I'm sure they are not excited as I am, no. But.
And again, non-lead points. And Dad Bod getting sent off for a high block.
So we are going to swap off on power jams these last 2 seconds. Looks like Curly Whore was able to put up 4 before that jam was called off by the refs.
So a 15-12 jam. 16:10 to go here in the second half. Arch rival leads 177-72. And now we're going to have a timeout by Crime City.
During that timeout, let's take a chance to talk about Paramobile. Whether you're on 8 wheels or 6 or 4, Paramobile thinks you are all heroes. Paramobile knows blocks are important, and so is positioning for all you players and our end users.
Don't forget, it's never too early to start thinking about the after party, and tonight's after party is going to be at Bar PM. Keep your wristband for drink discounts. There will be food provided, and karaoke starts at 7. We also have our own section of the bar to ourselves, so come on out to Bar PM immediately following the last game of the day. And that last game of the day is going to be a real humdinger as we see the San Diego Aftershocks take on the St. Louis Gatekeepers. Immediately following this game at noon, it's going to be Casco Bay versus Denver. And then at 2 p.m., Rose City versus the New Skids on the Block. So a lot of fantastic derby action to come here today.
Although I'm excited for all of that derby action, Hammer, I am especially excited about the after party. Especially excited about karaoke at 7 p.m.
Yeah, I tend to dabble a little bit in the old karaoke myself.
I mean, I
looking
think
forward
as
to that.
Announcers, it's one of those things that we might enjoy doing a little bit. Do you sing?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, little Billy Joel.
Oh.
Little bare naked ladies.
Well, I got to be there then. I got to hear this. I usually go Queen.
Oh, that's
or
bold. Bold.
Sometimes, if it's a group situation, we do Journey. Always.
Okay, yeah. That's kind of a. Gee, I wonder which song.
Just a small town. Always. Love Shack. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
You just gotta have a partner.
There's a lot of good ones. Yeah, no doubt. So for those of you here in attendance today, we have 2 great print packages from Create and Skate Factory. There are a couple packages of prints. Those are silent auction items added today. So be sure to check out the silent auction table right at the bottom of the stadium seating to the left. And check those out and put in your bids. Some great packages from the Create and Skate Factory. Back in action here. Curly Horse starting this jam off unopposed. 2 players in the box, the Permobile box for Arch Rival. The Jammer and 1 blocker.
Just solid defense from that Arch Rival team, but we are still going to get Crime through as lead jammer for this Power Jam start.
So the Power Jam comes to an end as Dad Bod re-enters the pack.
Dad Bod through on their initial pass. Forcing the call off from Curly Whore, but not before. Curly Whore puts up 4 points for Crime City.
Arch Rival doing a really nice job there, limiting Curly Whore to only 4 points on that Power Jam. Looks like Vanilla Slice on the line now for Crime City, and that's Annie Swanson for Arch Rival. Both teams at full strength. Of course, as soon as I say that, I hear whistles. Oh, that was denoting lead jammer. Annie Swanson managed to grab lead jammer quickly, but was then cycled back. A stationary pack coming into turn 1. So Corella headed to the Permobile penalty box. Annie Swanson fighting her way up front. 2 blockers to beat. Does. That is still just the initial pass, though. No scoring.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a star pass to Nasty for Crime City. And Annie Swanson just going to call that one off.
Sometimes it's just worth it if you know the other jammer is just as powerful to be able to get through that wall, just to be able to lock those points away from them. Some smart gameplay from Arch Rival. It's hard as a jammer not to hit.
You always want to score points. So it looks like Ellie out there for Crime City, Hart out there for Arch Rival. Arch Rival down 1 blocker as Corella still sits in the Permobile penalty box.
Unfortunately, Ellie getting a cut. That's going to lead into a Power Jam situation for Hart. Arch Rival looking to perform the offense. That is going to get them there. And they are there.
So Hart secures lead jammer, looking to put points on the board. First scoring pass. Arch with a Malmo blocker stuck at the back. Nice footwork by Hart to stay in bounds there. 4 points.
Some quick moves from Noggin, though. I just want to appreciate that. The blocker looking to provide some defense at that last line.
So the Power Jam comes to an end. Both teams back to full strength. Hart on a scoring pass. Ellie on a initial pass.
You've got Noggin just offense, trying to give offense over and over. Unfortunately unsuccessful between that giant four wall that Arch has. Looking for the pass, and it is given off to number 12, Lightland, forcing the call off.
Arch just happy to run more time off the clock here as we only have 11:30 to go here in the second half. The score, Arch Rival 185, Crime City 76.
All right, we are starting this jam off with Curly Whore and Vicious Van Gogh once again. Both jammers going down. All right, Vicious Van Gogh through as lead jammer, but Curly Whore is right behind. Vicious Van Gogh able to put up 1 point before calling off that jam.
So Arch Rival will be down one blocker. Their pivot, Dad Bod, sits in the Permobile penalty box at the moment. Looks like it's going to be Reggae out there for Crime City. Annie Swanson for Arch Rival. And now we're going to have a timeout by Crime City.
During that timeout, we will talk about promo. Promo advances equality and protects human welfare and civil rights of LGBTQ persons in Missouri through education, advocacy, and collaboration. In response to the passing of Senate Bills 39 and 49, which ban trans athletes and gender-affirming care, respectively, Robert Fisher, Director of Communications for Promo, said, "It is no longer enough to put up a pride flag and say you support LGBTQ plus rights. Missouri's state government is waging an all-out war on our community, and we call on all Missourians to take action. Donate, volunteer, raise your voice by voting, calling on your elected officials, and having tough conversations with those around you." Whew, I know I have been having those lately. Also, check out our merch booth. We have Gatekeepers merch, Crime City merch. We have merch all over the place over on the other side of that stadium, including some new shirts from Arch that do promote protecting trans athletes.
Back in action.
We've got Annie Swanson jamming for Arch Rival, and Reggae out there for Crime City. Oh, some solid blocking you see by K-Woo.
So Lightland taking a seat in the penalty box. Now both teams down one blocker. Oh, and now we're going to have a power jam as Reggae headed to the penalty box.
Unfortunately, Annie Swanson called on a forearm penalty. Looks like we are going to have a jammer swap out for another power jam.
Well, we're running out of players on the track. The Permobile penalty box full right now.
Reggae looking to get on the power jam, but unfortunately Annie is back from the Permobile penalty box. Hitting recycled by number 12, Lightland. Annie gets through on that inside line. Coming up close behind Reggae. Both jammers in the last 20 seconds of this 2-minute jam. Really fighting those walls. Both teams just excellent at recycling that jammer to the back of the pack. Annie Swanson putting him another 4 up for arch rival. I have never seen so many referees call off jams as I have this weekend.
So an 8-4 jam there in favor of arch rival.
We've got about 8 minutes left.
Well, I tell you, it feels like this game has just flown by. This has been a quick game. Not a whole lot of stoppages.
I know. I'm like, I want it to slow down a little bit. It's our last arch game of the weekend.
I mean, at the rate we're going, we're going to be done in under 90 minutes.
All right, we got Pork Chalk Sandwich through as lead jammer for arch rival. Vanilla Slice with the helmet cover back on for Crime City. Pork Chop calling it off. Not yet yielding any points, but locking Crime City out of scoring any points either.
At this point in the game, just running time off the clock is really a victory. So back in action, and it's Vicious Van Gogh for arch rival. Curly Whore out there for Crime City.
Just the whole pack really blocked up there in the middle. Curly Whore called as lead jammer.
So a back block on Rhino sends him to the penalty box. Arch rival now with a 4-on-3 pack advantage.
Curly Whore with the awareness to block Van Gogh coming through.
But again, we've got arch rival putting non-lead points on the board. Curly looking to the penalty box, looking to kill this penalty and get Rhino out.
Arch rival, Crime City putting 3 on the board. Arch rival also putting 3 on the board, making that an even scoring jam.
.5:18 to go here in the first half. And it's going to be, I believe that's Vanilla Slice out there for for Malmo for Crime City. Annie Swanson for arch rival. Pile up going into turn 1. And Annie Swanson, lead jam.
Looks like we have a star pass to Nasty. Not sure what that was, but looks like the whole team knows what we're doing. Those arch blockers really holding down. Bolt trying to hit on that last line of defense. Nasty just holding that stamina. We got
Nasty able to snatch a point there at the end. 5 points total for Crime City, 8 for arch rival.
We've got Skeevy next up for arch rival. And Curly Whore up for Crime City. Looks like we've got some offense working on that inside line for Curly Whore, unable to get through. Draggy holding that inside line. Skeevy next making her way up on the outside line. Getting it out to lead Jammer.
Directional call on Rhino. Will take a seat in the proverbial penalty box. Skeevy next looking to put points on the board.
Skeevy next looking to make a clean pass. Skeevy able to make it through on a scoring pass for our rival.
Star pass to below me for Crime City.
Skeevy really solid, listening to her coach on getting through the pack really calmly and being able to adjust gameplay. Pick up 5 more points for Arch.
Inside of 2 minutes now in the second half. The score, Arch rival 210, Crime City 88. Believe that's Vanilla Slice out there for Crime City. Vicious Van Gogo for Arch rival.
And Vicious Van Gogo is going to get called lead, but Vanilla Slice is so close behind. Gogo's going to go ahead and call that off.
So getting into the situation now where we may be in the final jam, as we will drop below the 1 minute mark before this next jam begins. It's going to be Curly Horror on the line for Crime City. Annie Swanson for Arch rival.
This is also our last crime game of the weekend. And I will say, watching these players just sink in to these walls. Crime City's jammers are so strong. Curly Horror really looking for that offense. Curly Horror seeing how many points we can score on this jam before the clock runs out.
The game clock has expired. Still 57 seconds on the jam clock. Curly Horror is your lead jammer. Both teams' benches on their feet.
Curly Horror looking for that offense from her team so she can score a couple more points before the end of this game. And she is going to call it off, putting up 4 more for Crime City. 4 more for Arch rival, bringing our unofficial final score to 218 versus Crime City's 92.
So that is going to do it for these two teams this weekend. Arch rival will go 2-1 this weekend. Crime City will be 1-2.
Crime City coming all the way from Sweden to play with us this weekend is just phenomenal. Hosting these teams has been so exciting. That is going to be our final score. Crime City 92, Arch rival 218.
Don't go anywhere, folks. At 12 p.m., it's going to be Casco Bay featuring against Denver in some MRDA action. And then at 2 p.m., Rose City takes on the new Skids on the Block. And then our nightcap at 4 p.m. as the San Diego Aftershocks take on the St. Louis Gatekeepers. For Flyby Birdie, I am Star Spangled Hammer signing off. Again, in about 30 minutes, it'll be our next game at noon, Casco Bay versus Denver.
Thanks so much, Hammer.